Good morning, friends. Today we are going to discuss about similarities and differences between EDM and ECM, that is electro discharge machining and electrochemical machining. So, unlike our conventional metal cutting processes, non-traditional machining processes can directly employ different forms of energy. Okay, for controlled removal of material from the workpiece to impart a desired shape, size, and finish. Correct. So, as we know that electrochemical machining, that is EDM, is one thermal energy based process where material is removed by localized melting and vaporization. Correct. And instant heat is generated by means of electrical spark here. And here the tool made up of conductive material is made one electrode, and that is a negative polarity, while the conductive workpiece, this is made another our electrode, that is positive polarity, and a small gap is maintained between these two electrodes, and the dielectric breaks down in to assist a spark formation. Okay, and spark temperature reaches as high as 10,000 degrees Celsius. Such high temperature spark instantly fuses and vaporizes this material, and create a small cavity, that is of a micrometric dimensions, okay, on the workpiece surface. And a repeated generation of such spark in a controlled way can lead the production of highly finished surface. Okay, so this is a summary about the EDM process. Now about the ECM, as the name suggests, electrochemical machining is one electrochemical energy-based non-traditional machining process where material is removed by ionic dissolution following the principle of the Faraday's law. Okay, and here thermal energy has no direct role in material removal. No such spark is also generated here. However, similar to EDM, the tool electrode and workpiece electrode is connected to two terminals. Okay, DC power supply. Correct. Okay, of the electrical power supply, and a small gap is maintained in between these two. And when this gap is filled with the suitable electrode, then sufficient electrolyte, then sufficient potential difference is applied across the two electrodes, that is here, and electrochemical reaction initiate, and thus ion are displaced from work surface to realize material removal. And materials for tool electrode as well as the electrolyte must be selected incompatible with the work material, so that only material removal from workpiece takes place and tool remains intact. Correct. So this again about the. Now let us discuss various similarities between the ECM and EDM. So first point is both EDM and ECM both are so-called non-traditional machining process. However, they are not hybrid processes, and both the process takes assistance of electrical energy for material removal purpose. Okay, however, their material removal mechanism is different. Okay, this is one similarity. Then they can be applied for electrical conductive material only. For non-electrical material, non-conductive material, coating strategy can be adopted in some cases, but process capability and accuracy will not be satisfactory. Okay, then both the processes require an additional source of power, that is typically DC power generator, okay, to maintain sufficient potential difference between these two electrode, that is tool electrode and workpiece electrode. And a form electrode having profile according to the intended final shape on workpiece is indispensably required in both the cases. Okay, and mechanical properties of work material. Okay, mechanical properties of the work material such as strength, hardness, brittleness, etc. Possess no restriction on the applicability to these processes. And also, both the processes are usually free from wear, residual trace, and other thermal damages to the workpiece. And although EDM is based on the thermal energy, but heat is generated locally and thus has no or negligible thermal impact on the machined surface. So these are the some points that is the similarities. Now let us discuss the differences between EDM and ECM. So point 1 regarding EDM is the EDM is thermal energy based non-traditional machining process, and ECM is the electrical energy based non-traditional machining process. Then material removal takes place by melting and vaporization in case of the EDM, that is spark erosion, and it is a one volume removal process. Okay, in case of ECM, material is removed by controlled electrochemical dissolution of work material or work metal, that is the anode, and material removal takes place in the form of ions instead of direct volume removal. Then in EDM, owing to electrical spark, significant heat is generated in the EDM process, and the localized temperature reaches as high as 10,000 degrees Celsius. And in case of ECM, no heat generation takes place. Then appropriate dielectric fluid, that is such as kerosene, paraffin oil, then deionized water is used, okay, to assist the spark generation, okay, in case of EDM. Then a suitable electrolyte such as NaCl, NaNO3 is applied in case of ECM to assist the flow of ions between two electrodes. Then during EDM operation, electrode material is also removed gradually along with workpiece. Okay, however, electrode material removal rate is much lower than the work material removal rate. In case of ECM, electrode does not suffer anywhere because same electrode can be usually repeatedly for a long duration, and accordingly electrode life is also higher. Then EDM process typically requires high potential difference, that is 50 to 400 volt, and moderate current 100 to 200 ampere. In case of ECM process requires moderate voltage, that is less than 50 volt, but very high current more than 1000 ampere. So these are the some points or differences between the EDM, that is electro or electric discharge machining, and electrochemical machining. And here I have mentioned some references, okay, from where I have taken this data. Thank you.